therapy, I'm going to talk about my model of therapy and the practice that we've developed in South East London, and then possibly some of the issues and possible misconceptions about private practice. So here's my team. This is as of July 2012. We are a very small private practice of speech and language therapists. Since that photo, we've expanded, and there are now 6 of us, to be 7 of us as of tomorrow. We are one model of private practice. We are a small practice. We work in the bottom right corner of London. So we work across all these London boroughs, and we provide input to under 5s, school-aged children, 11 plus, and pupils in college. So we have quite a wide remit. We do pretty much what you would expect any speech and language therapist to do who works with children. So we do a combination of home visits, we go to colleges, we go to schools. When we go to all these places, we do a combination of one-to-one interventions, or in some cases, whole school, whole college, or whole nursery interventions. Here's the bit that might be a bit interesting. The way that we earn our money, the majority of that funding, the orange bit, that's direct income that comes from schools. So that's budget held by schools that they devolve to speech and language therapy. The blue bit is how many parents pay for it themselves, so quite a tiny amount. When I first went into private practice, I was quite nervous. I had some preconceptions about what it meant to be a private therapist, and whether I was going to be an ethical therapist or a good therapist. And what I suppose I've learned over time is, and this is a bit of a shocker, that by building relationships with my NHS colleagues, we can work together, which is a really important message, and very much the theme of what I'm talking about. So because we work in so many boroughs, we have a lot of NHS colleagues that we work with. We are not the money-grabbing monster. In actual fact, we are a business. And like any business, we do set fees, but we have to balance them against our costs and our overheads. So we try and pitch our fees to what enables our business to succeed. We're not in it for profit, we're to cover costs. We know out there money is tight. We know that for a lot of NHS services, they are resource driven, and it's about making resource efficient decisions. We're in a position where actually we're not quite there yet. We are offering direct ongoing interventions with children and groups. We are tiny. Independent practitioners are tiny. On our caseload, we have just under 500 children compared to thousands and thousands in the NHS. But what we can do is do direct ongoing interventions and gather some really interesting clinical evidence to support the fact that actually therapy does work. We work with our colleagues, so we do lots of joint target setting, particularly with a lot of our specialist colleagues, so colleagues working with pupils with AAC, our dysphagic pupils. It's about establishing clear roles, and where there's more than one therapist, who has what role. We have our lovely Working in Harmony document, which sets out some really good principles for how to work together when you're in the NHS or when you're in private practice, how to work with each other. Have a look. Popular misconceptions. That the private therapist will listen to the client and the client says, I want 50 sessions. And the therapist will say, well, of course you can have 50 sessions, just sign here. That's not what we're about. Like any therapist, we have clear, discrete blocks of intervention. We have clear baseline, we have clear outcome. Clinical governance. Of course we have clinical governance in private practice. We have policies and procedures in place. We have regular annual audit. We have performance appraisal. We have clear CPD policies in place. Of course we do exactly what every other speech and language therapist needs to do. It's not them and us. It's not private therapists bashing the NHS therapist, and it's not NHS therapists doing the same to private therapists. That I'm actually not very interested in. It's about client first, and I think everyone would probably agree with that. The future. There are hundreds of new grads coming out, and there are not hundreds of NHS jobs available. Realistically, new grads are looking at independent sector working. Independent sector working is growing. It's become a reality. It's out there. We kind of have to deal with that and move on. ASLTIP is there. It is an organisation that supports independent therapists. There are forums, there are support groups, there are local groups. If you're in the position where you're thinking about private therapy, that is your link, and that's how you make sure you're not working in isolation. Patient choice, someone's already talked about that already. Patient choice is on the agenda. Absolutely, private therapy is going to be something that's up there. Even more important that we work together and that we really understand each other's roles in providing therapy. It's not helpful to become them and us. We are all speech and language therapists. I'm really proud of our profession. I'm really proud of what we do. I think there's no point making war with each other. I think really we're putting the client first, working together and seeing together we can get the best outcomes that we can possibly get. Thank you very much.